What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brennan and I'm BManX45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have our review of the new Deadpool and Wolverine movie. Yes, Deadpool 3 is out. Me and my wife, we just went and saw it just this past Tuesday. It came out the Friday before then, so pretty recently. And I wanted to give a review on what I thought of the movie. So we're going to get into this here. We're going to talk, probably going to have some spoilers in here. I'm not going to try and spoil everything, but we're going to talk about some of the things we liked and what we thought of the movie overall. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. So this is the third installment of the Deadpool franchise, Deadpool and Wolverine. And I loved the movie. Both me and my wife, Jessie Bessie, we loved the movie. It was so much fun. There was laughter all throughout the theater. People were enjoying themselves from start to finish. It was so great. They really hit a home run here. The comedy was on par. The violence was on par. Even the story I felt was really well delivered. It wasn't, like some big masterpiece, but in its own way, it was a masterpiece. And that's what I think makes the Deadpool series really great, is that they don't take themselves too seriously, which is honestly, you can't really take yourself seriously if you're in a Deadpool movie. But Ryan Reynolds delivers a fantastic performance, and Hugh Jackman, as always, is an amazing actor. Both just so good. You can see here some of the shots. We finally get Wolverine in his costume, and at the end of the movie, when he does the thing, when he puts up the hood, it is spectacular. I knew they were going to get the costume. I didn't know we were getting the actual hood, and they kind of hide it behind the costume for the whole movie, and then all of a sudden it's just there, and I was like, wow, that was a good trick, but it was so good. So we get into the Deadpool movie following the second movie. You don't actually need to watch the second movie to watch and enjoy this movie. It does kind of go over little tidbits of things that happen. And honestly, like I said, it's very inconsequential. You get this new journey that Wade's on. He wants to be part of the Avengers. He's turned down. He kind of puts his life into a rut. You kind of go with years past, and you kind of see that, things aren't the way that they were before. He's not with Vanessa anymore, but he still is friends with all of them, and they're still the most important people in his life. So you get that too. Then you get the TVA, of course, from Loki. They explain who they are, so you don't need to see the Loki story, but it does. The TVA is one of the things that I think is probably the weakest part of this story, just because Loki wasn't super well received, although second season was received a lot better than the first. I know that was something that people said they enjoyed. Season 2, a lot more. Season 1, not so much. So I guess there was some kind of redemption for the TVA in there, although I honestly would have put Morbius. No, I think it's Morpheus. Owen Wilson's character in this movie rather than the character that they do use from the Time Variant Authority, whatever. Anyway, so the TVA is in it. You have Deadpool's universe dying. He needs to try and save it. He needs an anchor being. You have Wolverine, who is the anchor being from his universe, but the Wolverine from his universe was Logan, of course, in the Logan movie, and he died to save X-23, in which case now the anchor being is no longer there. The universe is slowly dying. The TVA guy wants to speed that up because he doesn't want to be sitting around at a desk job waiting for it to die. He wants to get to more important things. It's kind of a stupid bad guy. There's more than one bad guy in this movie, but he's kind of like the stupid bad guy, basically. So you Deadpool, trying to find, you have him go after the remains of Wolverine, and it has a nice little scene at the beginning where he uses the body of the dead Wolverine to kill a bunch of TVA agents, and that was just amazing. It was so much fun. And then he goes kind of hunting for Wolverines, and you kind of get like a little cameo of different Wolverines from different comic books, which is really kind of cool, until he finds a normal Wolverine, which just happens to be the worst Wolverine of all because he let down his universe. He wasn't there for the X-Men. They all died because of him. And he's just kind of like the sad, shell of his former self, Wolverine. But he's got the suit. So, I mean, there's that. That's always cool. And so Deadpool wants to make him the anchor being. The TVA guy says he's not. It's the worst idea. He ends up pruning them, which is basically where they disintegrates them. It doesn't kill them. It sends them to the void, which is a place where they have a big TVA monster that can actually kill them, which is funny because it's kind of like, well, why don't you just kill them? Why doesn't the pruning just kill them? Why does it send them to another place to get killed? It feels a little bit over the top, but that's the TVA stuff, and they are mixing that in there. You get tons of cool cameos. You get to see Sabretooth, the original Sabretooth from the X-Men, the Fox X-Men. Him and Wolverine have a little scrap up. You get to see Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman go at it each other, fight several times in the movie, and it's always so much fun just watching these guys that can't die just continue to just beat and just tear into each other. So that's pretty funny as well. The humor, the fourth wall breaking is just really good. Of course, you have Wolverine's just more aggressive in this because he's always swearing and stuff like that. Because it's a Deadpool movie. You run into Chris Evans, and you think for a second that he might be Captain America in the void, like a version of Captain America that got put in the void. But I knew right away, and it was Johnny Storm as the Human Torch. See, that was kind of cool. You have, I think, the original actor who played Toad as well. I think it was Ray Park, who also plays Maul. If anyone doesn't know, not the voice of Maul, but the basically the guy who plays Maul, the appearance of him, and the guy who does all the lightsaber fighting. So that was really cool. Tons of cameos. They have the guy that plays in the second and third X-Men movie, the guy who Pyro. I can't remember if that was his name, but he basically betrayed the X-Men and went with Magneto. He's in there. I think the original actor that played him. And you get a new villain. You have Cassandra Nova, which is Charles Xavier's sister. She's in the void. She's kind of controlling everything, and she's kind of a psychopath that'll kill anybody if they don't do what she says. They get away from her, and they go, traveling across the void to try and get out of it so they can get back to Deadpool's universe and try and save it. They run into more cameo appearances. You have X-23, of course, an older X-23. You have Elektra, and you have Jennifer Gardner, as Elektra. You have Channing Tatum as Gambit, which is actually, you know what, I enjoyed it. He was very good. And then you have Wesley Snipes back as Blade, and in the scene when they go back and attack Cassandra's fortress, he said, "There's only ever been one Blade." And it's just so funny because it's so true. And I'm not hopeful for the Blade move they've been trying to do. So, like when he says there's only one Blade, I kind of feel like that was just a dig at Disney. They take a lot of shots at Disney and stuff like that, and Marvel and stuff like that. And it's just really funny. Really good movie. It doesn't take, like I said, doesn't take itself too seriously. It doesn't get into the woke stuff. It's very, very critical of that, and that's what I really like. Is it makes fun of everyone, makes fun of absolutely everyone, and takes no craps about doing it. And that's what you need in this kind of comical movie. The action is amazing. The sequences are amazing. The story is even quite good and quite appealing. You have a lot of emotion between Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, a broken, beat-down Wolverine, and Wade Wilson, Ryan Reynolds' Wade Wilson, trying to just get his life back together, trying to, you know, do something meaningful with his life, to prove he's not just the, you know, the brunt of everyone's jokes. And, you know, they convince Cassandra to let them go. They save her life, and they convince her to let them go, only for her to find out that the guy who the time variant authority agent, I think it's like Prometheus, or I can't remember, something with a P. They all kind of got weird, like Greeky names and stuff like that. But the guy who was basically going to kill Deadpool's universe, she finds out that Pyro was conspiring with him to have Cassandra killed, and to which she decides to go and use his machine to destroy all universes so that everyone can be in the void where she is. So she basically usurps the bad guy position of the movie. You think that the TVA is the main bad guy, this one rogue agent, but he turns out to be a bit of a buffoon, and she's the real big bad in the end because she has the power to do something even worse. Somebody was saying that they could have used this as a moment to get rid of some of the multiversal things in the Marvel universe. They could have used this, basically her ability to kind of reset some of the mistakes they've made, but unfortunately we know Disney, and Disney will never admit that they made a mistake. I mean, that would just be intelligent at this point, really. But anyways, they had a lot of cool cameos. It was very entertaining cameo wise, I can definitely say. They also had the bunch of Deadpools, like you had Dogpool and Lady Deadpool and like Cowboy Deadpool, like so many different Deadpools. It was so much fun, basically seeing them at the end fight all the Deadpools and stuff like that, and how they disarmed the Deadpools, even though they can regenerate and stuff like that. But it was really good having them work together to, you know, defeat Cassandra Nova, just everything in general, and just having the duo of Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, and the chemistry they have is amazing. It is such a fun movie. Like, I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. I was laughing the entire time. It was really great. It was so much fun. And, you know, there's just so many, you know, cool references too. And just, you know, and the nice thing too is you could watch this as a standalone movie and not be upset that you didn't watch 1 or 2. Just like you could watch 1 and you could watch Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2 and again not, you know, miss out. Of course, Deadpool 2 is not as good as Deadpool 1. Deadpool 1 is amazing. Deadpool 2 is pretty good, but just not, you know, sequels rarely live up to, you know, the hype. I mean, exception being probably Empire Strikes Back is one of the greatest sequels of all time, but a lot of times sequels do not live up to the original. It's just something that happens, unfortunately, because there's so much love of the first one. The second one gets a pass and sometimes makes a lot of sloppy choices. But I mean, people try their hardest, and I definitely think I would definitely say I liked this one more than number 2. I don't know if I liked it more than number 1. I haven't watched number 1 in a while. I'd have to go back and watch it and really kind of get sense of where I am on it, but I did like this. I liked all the Fox and Disney references. It's very entertaining. Lots of cool stuff, and like I said before, it just doesn't take itself too seriously, and it doesn't try to check any boxes. It just tries to be what it is, which is a Deadpool movie, which is an anti-hero movie. Logan, you know, finding, you know, his heroism and stuff like that, and it just works really well. And I love that they took the opportunity to just give you the Wolverine hairy chest and pack and six pack, because obviously Hugh Jackman probably had to do a lot to get in shape for this role, because he's, you know, he I think like he did this one movie where he was like a really thin, kind of weak looking politician. It was kind of complete opposite of his role as Wolverine. So I mean, like, he probably really had to bulk up for this movie. But if he definitely did it. He's looking good, looking in top form. I love the references, like, you're going to be doing this till you're 90, and it's just kind of funny because a lot of people think that Hugh Jackman, there's no way he signed on for just this movie. There's no way he just signed on for one movie, and then he must be doing a couple more, at least, kind of got locked into some kind of contract, but we'll see what happens in the future. I mean, with the reveal that Robert Downey Jr. is going to play Doctor Doom, there's a lot of speculation on what's going on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But I've heard good things about this movie. I've heard good things about how it's tracking and how it's doing. I'm hoping it makes over $1 billion. I'm going to guess that it's probably going to do over $1 billion, even though it's a rated R movie. I mean, that would be cool. And it'll probably be one of the movies that saves the box office for this year, because as we can see, a lot of things haven't done that well, and this is going to be something that probably delivers. And again, it's just one of those things that Disney's got to learn, that when they just stop with all the other stuff they're doing, when they stop with all the identity politics, when they stop with all the trying to pander to certain groups, and they just will focus on story and the things that make that comic book character great or that property great, and they kind of mix that with good storytelling, they can come out on top with something that's really good, where the member berries or the Easter eggs are not hollow, and you have really entertained fans that want to go back to the theaters and see it again, or they want to pick up a copy of the DVD when it comes out, or a digital copy. And that's something that, this movie definitely does. It's something that you could watch again. You could have fun watching it over again. And I definitely think that they did a great job. It took 25 years for us to get Hugh Jackman in the Wolverine costume, and it was amazing. And they should have done it from the beginning, but they didn't. And that's kind of where we are with that one. So, just goes to show you, something you think might look bad, if you do it right, it'll be amazing. But anyways, guys, that's my take on the movie. A little light spoilers in there. We kind of went through the main synopsis of the video. I didn't try to give away too much stuff, because I want people to go and be able to enjoy this. So hopefully I did a good job with that, and hopefully you guys are interested in going to see this. I think it's well worth the watch, and you'll have a great time. Looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in. We hope to see you in the next video. And as always, have a wonderful day. And that's all for now, folks.